Imagine being told at age 11 that your heart might kill you. Imagine being sent home from the one place that could save your dream, and choosing against all odds to run back toward it anyway. This is the story of a boy the world almost never knew. Long before the stadiums roared his name, there was a small island, a place of steep hills and salt air, where families were large and apartments were small, and a football was the most precious thing a boy could own. He was the youngest of several siblings, born into a household where money was always thin and meals were never guaranteed. But even then, even in the hunger, there was something burning inside him that refused to go out. From the moment he could walk, the boy played. Not in organized leagues, not with proper boots, in the street, against walls, with whoever would play. Scouts and coaches spoke of a boy who seemed to move differently than everyone else. Faster, hungrier, more precise. A local club spotted him first. Then the call came. A trial far from home across the water, at one of the most storied academies on the continent. He was 12 years old, and he went alone. The other boys were older, bigger, sharper. They mocked his accent. They laughed at the way he spoke. But on the pitch, no one was laughing. Then came the diagnosis: a heart condition. Doctors warned that continuing could be dangerous. Surgery followed. And then, before the scar had even fully healed, he laced up his boots and went back to training. He made his professional debut as a teenager, and the crowd immediately knew something was different. He moved like electricity. Soon, the biggest clubs on earth came knocking. He signed with a legendary club in one of the world's most watched leagues, and the city adopted him as their own. But he was not yet the finished article. Critics called him flashy, selfish, inconsistent. He heard every word. And rather than crumble, he chose to evolve. The hours he put in before and after practice became legendary among teammates. He tracked his diet with an obsession that surprised even physicians. He slept in measured cycles, maximizing recovery. He was, teammates would later say, not quite human in his discipline. And then came the trophies, league titles, domestic cups, continental glory. His name was being spoken in the same breath as the all-time greats, but somewhere deeper, a hunger still burned. Then came the move that shook the football world. He crossed to a rival empire, a different city, a different crest, a different sky. Critics said the move was too bold. He answered with his boots. In his new home, he broke records that had stood for generations. He won the world's most prestigious individual award in the sport, not once, not twice, but again and again and again. And at the international level, representing his nation, he became his country's all-time leading scorer, by a distance no one else had come close to. He led his small nation, long overlooked in the sport, to their first major international trophy. He watched from the sideline that night, injured, in tears, cheering his teammates to the finish line he had carried them to. Some moments are bigger than the game. This was one of them. He had become the heartbeat of a nation. But the boy from the small island had not forgotten where he came from. Off the pitch, the world saw a different side. He donated to hospitals, anonymously for years. Before anyone found out, he funded children's cancer wards. He gave blood regularly, refusing to get certain tattoos to protect that ability. He built his mother a home. He raised his children, some adopted, some biological, with the same ferocious love the world saw on the pitch. When his son suffered an unimaginable loss, he faced it as a father first and a footballer second. Even as records fell, most goals scored at the highest level in history, the thing he spoke about most was proving people wrong. He once said, "In words everyone who follows the sport knows that talent without work means nothing. From a cramped room on a wind-swept island to the summit of a sport watched by billions, this man's journey is not just the story of an athlete. It is the story of what happens when a person refuses, absolutely refuses, to accept the ceiling the world places above them. The clues are there. The story is told. The boy who was told to stop never stopped. So, who do you think this legend is? Drop your guess in the comments below.